streak against the team as they did 2-0 them and not being really good sportsmen. But now it is time to slaughter, and Stormstormer is going to be the one to get massacred here. There's the rebound. Stormstormer in some trouble on the Storm. Can they get in time for the stun? Yes, they can. It's going to be Triple S who gets the first blood. The Centaur. Stays, okay. Tag team dropped along with the blood grenade. They want to try and find Kasane, who could certainly fall here. Timber Chain out there ready from Mixer. One more right click, just another one. It will do the work. They will get the Warlock. OG get something going down in the bottom lane. Making sure that Mixer's having a good time. Stormer though has to be a bit careful here. Squanix does have level 6, chasing down the Storm with that Pulse Nova. Swedenstrong's coming in as well, but there's Daze coming in on the Tusk. Kasane also arrives with a 6-minute power rune, and Daze should most certainly be falling with Swedenstrong in the vicinity. He gets the kill, and the power rune also spawned down bottom, and it could not have been a better rune for Squadix. He gets the regen. And Squadix are going to contest the 7-minute Wisdom rune. In fact, they're just going to go for the kill here onto Mixer. He does have the Timber Chain, but there's the Dispose. Cancelling the Timber Chain midway, and it's going to be Squadix who gets the kill with the Edict. The 7-minute Wisdom Shrine's also going to be contested here. Observer Ward was dropped, but up top, Shad and Lelis are actually trying to steal the enemy Wisdom, although it's not really going to succeed. Squadix TP's over, and that's all that was needed. Get something done on the map and take initiative. Now, they're pretty much going to be responding to whatever it is that One-Bin decide to do. Sweden strong. Oh my god, they actually dropped the rebound, and now with the Stampede, they're going to chase and get the kill. Stormstormer getting caught out, as down bottom the Warlock will also end up falling. 2-2 on the Leshrac. One thing you have to be very careful of when you're playing into a Leshrac is the fact that this hero can very quickly take over a game if you don't respect him, and well, if you keep giving away kills like this, Squadix, there's no reason why he cannot get that early blink. Oh. Down bottom, Mixer has to be a bit careful. There's the Unleash coming in for the Marsh. See, the Warlock golden drop, but it's a bit off the mark here. As it doesn't really connect onto that many heroes. They will, in fact, lose their Marcy. Now, Mungushi's in some trouble. He does not have the Infest. Has to run away. Stormstormer really wants to find this kill, but he does not have the damage. There's going to be a Golem chasing him. Daze and Mixer all dropping low. As Stormstormer pops the Soul Ring and gets away. Triple S also rotating over on the Centaur. So looking to get some return kills here. Daze tries to go back in, and Mungushi somehow cleans up Stormstormer while this was going on. Daze will not be able to TP out either. It's Triple S clustering around the triangle here. Sweden strong wants to sit around, but actually Stormstormer's going to go in. They kind of had an idea that Sweden strong was in the vicinity, so they make a move for him. Can Mixer land the chakrams? Well, Stormstormer's going to go in, but he needs to zip back out. He's got no mana whatsoever. Snowball save, gonna buy some time in the creep wave. It's closer to die triangle, so he will be okay. Shad also TP's over. At the end of the day, they do end up getting the Marcy. Tier 1. Although OG, they... Oh my goodness, they actually found the Lifestealer down bottom. Well, okay, that is really good news for OG. Very careful. Sweden Strong was around. They could have maybe even found Stormstorm if he wasn't careful, but not this time around. There's a rebound coming in from the Marcy, and with the bonus movement speed, Squadix just runs down Lelis. No chance for him to survive even with the life drain. Full Sergeant Kaya down for Stormstorm, 15 minutes in. Really good timings coming in for the OG draft. They're up in net worth by 2k, but up top, well, they're gonna find the Doom at the end here. Squadix putting that Blink Dagger to use, and even Lelis actually TP'd in. Sweden Strong throws him back with the Dispose, and there's Stormstormer coming in, so they get something in turn. But again, it's a position 4 for an off-laner and a safe laner, OG.
Man, Radiant does not like Dire's bottom tower, and it shows.
Squadix has to be a bit careful. Will get the Edict off at the very least. Wand at the ready, but he just does not have the HP to survive. Stormstormer able to get the kill and get away. As Lelis will heal Daze back up, give him some man to play with. But while this was happening, Munkushi, he's closing on the Radiance. He's got the money for it now. So Radiant, they've got a name. Okay, well, Lelis actually going to get spotted underneath the Observer. He tries to go in for the D1, but he ends up falling. Squadix are caught on the wrong side of the shards after that Vortex, but there's the Golem coming in, and Triple S goes in. Beautiful 2-man hoof stomp as OG will pay the price. They try to get a bit too aggressive, but one win were ready. Squadix kept alive. Storm Dota scout him out, so Place kind of has an idea what one are up to here. Shad's going to try and baiting in, but I think it might have bitten off more than they can chew here. There's the snowball coming through. Shad's actually going to be able to walk away. Now Mixer's here with the barrier. Lelis in the meantime going on top of SquadX. Doom's going to be dropped on the center. They will find the kill, but Munkushi trying to fight Shad in turn. Shad has the evasion and the armor coming in, and now the heals through from Lelis, so Doom will be kept alive. And while this was happening, Mixer and Stormstormer make quick work of the backlines. They take out SquadX, they've taken out Sweet and Strong, and now Munkushi in some trouble. He's only got Kasane here to help him out, but it's two people against the world, the entirety of OG. Kasane will TP out, but is Munkushi going to be so lucky? The Timbersaw hot on his tail, Chakram at the ready. Stormstormer is going to collect another galvanized stack as one win. Potentially you also have Sweet and Strong if he's not jumping in to start these fights, which now that your Centaur and Leshrac actually have Blink, Sweet and Strong can just play defensively on the Marcy. But while this was happening, SquadX actually gets found. Daze able. Bit unfortunate for him. Unable to find the kill. Leaders can probably give him over some mana though, but look at this. Daze is actually going in. They want to try and find the Marcy and they will succeed. Triple S gets the Blink out, so it's just going to be the one. Mid lane, Centaur in some trouble. Timbersaw is around, so that pipe isn't going to do much as long as he is there with his damage output, but there's a rebound coming in from Sweet and Strong. And to keep Triple S alive, but Mixer wants to chase here. Does have the Aghanim Scepter and the BKB and the ready, running a bit low on mana, but Stormstormer goes in now, and there's the Golem, and the Fatal Bonds as well dropped along with the Stampede. Quick BKB and Aghanim Scepter pop though from the Timbersaw, and he's gonna be fine. I hear a Doom being dropped, although I'm not too sure what was on. Okay, it's on the Life Stealer, but the Life Stealer is gonna be fine as the SNY, so he's just gonna be able to walk it off, and Daze ends up falling. Lelis barely surviving that Fatal Bonds, nearly takes him out of the picture. Glyph gonna be committed though here from the side of OG. There's the Infest coming through. Lelis has to be a bit careful. On the Pug now will be spotted, and there's the Blink coming through. Yule Scepter in the meantime, while Sweet and Strong trying to survive, excuse me. And SquadX gonna go in, Edict making quick work of the task. BKB TP out from Shad, he will be okay. So no cores lost, but he do give up 2 of his supports. And 1 win. Sure what merits the Shiva in this game, but I guess you've got a lot of magic damage that can be amped. As, okay, mid lane, SquadX in some trouble, still has the Aegis. They're gonna quickly try and take away his first life from Kushi. Doesn't really have, okay, he does have the Infest now, so will keep SquadX alive, but they pop the Golem and the Stampede, and they're not gonna get anything off of the back of this. Stormstorm was looking to punish, and it's gonna be Triple S who gets found here. Shad goes in with the Infernal Blade, but there's the pipe. And 1 win, 5 members, just gonna disengage here for the time being because they know that there's no ult. In fact, SquadX, he's actually looking to go back in. Okay, well, Daze, guess he's gonna be found here, but the rest of OG gonna be able to get away as looking to break the smoke. He will do so. There's the Blink coming in, and the Hex is there as well from SquadX. They will find the Pug now. SquadX makes quick work of him. Mixer in the meantime just like he's around, he's got the Hex, they suspect that he is here, they blink in, and there's the Hex coming through. The Stampede's gonna be there as well, stun stacked, but that's okay. They've got more than enough damage with the Edict, and that's SquadX finding himself a kill. But all the BKBs in the world are not gonna be enough if they let 1 win get away with this rush. They are moving in though on the side of OG. Without Stormstormer, it's going to be Daze leading the charge on the task. Gonna go in. There's the punch coming through onto the Lifestealer. Snowball along with the shots are going to be there as well. Mixer jumps in along with Shad. Doom still at the ready, but they haven't popped it just yet. Stormstormer zips in on the Storm Spirit. He bought back for this one, and they're going to find the Warlock first. Take him out of the fight. Golem drop though, so it's not the end of the world, but they need to save this Lifestealer, and he will get an Infest target. The Marcy going to come through and keep him alive. And now they're going to go back in with the rebound. They've nullified the Pugna up. SquadX in the meantime finds the task, and looks like Lelis should also be falling here. Double kill for SquadX as the buyback comes through from the Warlock. There's the Stampede coming in as they found Mixer as well on the Timbersaw. It's a triple kill for the Leshrac. SquadX just absolutely demolishing the side of OG. And that was the buyback coming in from Stormstormer. So big losses for the side of OG. Not the Dire, sorry, for the Radiant. I can see why they think so, but look at that. They're going to try and burst down the Lifestealer, take away his first life, but the snowball that was reflected off the Lotus Keep. So a Life Centaur goes in with the workhorse to save his ally, and well, he will succeed. The Doom gets actually dropped onto the Centaur, and SquadX found Stormstormer in the meantime, so he's down without buyback, and you still have the Aegis remaining. This is disastrous. If he wants to survive this and maybe try and turn it around. Shad's actually going to go in though with the BKB, but the Edict just eating through all of that armor. It's all pure damage, and they found Shad. No buyback on him either. The two supports there. I think it's going to call it. OG tap out, realizing that they've got no way of winning this game. One win will take the first game in the best of 5. The ghosts from your Aghanim Scepter don't slow down. SquadX starting to take over the CS charts. 10 and 7 compared to the 8 and 7, as up top they actually somehow find Shad. Kasani was able to TP in on the Nature's Prophet and help secure the kill. Sweden Strong's got another Shackle coming back up soon. Kasani will probably die for this, but if he can maybe set up for a kill onto Lelis in turn, it might be worth it. Blood Grenade dropped, and they will indeed find Lelis. Sweden Strong gets himself a double. Daze wants to try and chase though. Shots coming back off cooldown in 5 seconds, but I think Sweden Strong's gonna be okay. Daze probably cannot come in for this. So yeah, continues to suffer in the mid lane. Still looking for the level 5. SquadX slips again, and no way. I mean, how on earth are you just finding these kills time and time again? Sweden Strong stuck around. I guess Kasane won't mind giving away his life if it means they can get Daze in turn, but Sweden Strong, does he actually have mana? He's got enough on the Ether Shock, and that's gonna be enough. Mumkushi gets the kill with the right clicks, and once again, to the SquadX is gonna have an opening in the mid lane very soon. Sweden Strong is also coming in on the Shaman. 6-minute power rune. It's gonna be coming up soon. There's the illusory orb. Do they want to commit for the kill, or do they want to go for the rune? Well, SquadX can do both because the rune spawns down bottom. And now Stormstormer is in so much trouble. SquadX with the illusory orb at the ready. He's actually just going to try and turn things around onto Lelis, but Mix has come in here as well on the Death Prophet, rotating in. Lelis will fall eventually to Kasane, but SquadX gets very little out of that. And in all honesty, I feel like Stormstorm was going to be really happy about that one. He thought... Okay, bit rough. There's the Dream Call coming in though, and Swedish Trust teeping in as well. SquadX still has the silence. There's the Hex coming through, but with the Tusk in the vicinity, doesn't seem like Sweden Strong is going to be able to connect with the Shackle. Still level 5 on Stormstormer, does not have the 6. Dropping an Ether Remnant from the backline, Daze tanking a whole bunch of damage to get the turn kill, and now he's snowballed into the tier 1. Sweden Strong is going to be able to turn around, slap down the Tusk, and get the kill with the Ether Shock, as once again it's one win. Coming out on top, OG getting outplayed on all fronts here. Stormstormer finally gets his level 6, but at this point, this ship has sailed. Power Rune down bottom from the Radiant. Interesting placement. Munkushi is walking back to lane here. I think Kasane is just dead. Yeah, this Nature's Prophet's gonna kick the bucket. Eclipse committed here from Munkushi on the Luna. He's got a bunch of bonus damage, but with so many units around, he's finding a hard time focusing down just one. Finally, Triple S is gonna come in, but now he does not have mana to use his ultimate, and as a result, the Luna's gonna fall. The Solar Guardian was not up, and OG, they just might have found what they were looking for. They got Kasane, they also got the Luna. If Stormstormer can somehow survive this, it could be huge, but that's not gonna be the case. SquadX will at the very least find the mid laner. At the end, who's waiting for him here? It's Sweden Strong and Munkushi. He has to be so careful with how he approaches this. Could end up falling Sweden Strong. Whoa, okay. Well, there's the Serpent Wards coming through, but the Solar Guardian is going to be there as well. The TP is going to be promptly cancelled, and Shad's going to kick the bucket. He's made quite a few rotations here in the early game. Did die a couple of times here and there, but still top net worth. But now that just might change. Another Dawnbreaker ult straight onto the Doom's head. As he's going to be having a sensation of deja vu. I'm sure he's felt that earlier. The Shakiro smoke can just hob out. Double damage rune down bottom. Stormstormer will promptly pick that up. And that should be a kill at the very least. Although down bottom, it might actually be Sweden Strong who's in trouble. But there comes Kasane. There's the Solar Guardian coming in. And Shad's actually going to pay the price with his life. As OG tried to make a move for a position 4. But the Dawnbreaker comes in, turns it around. And they're out of there. Huge blunders once again from OG as Munkushi continues to be unchecked on the Luna. Exorcism and the Spirit Siphons. Well, they're going to walk into the triangle, maybe find Kasane, but in all honesty, it doesn't even matter. Sure, you got a kill, but that was a smoke broken for a position 5 Nature's Prophet, and he just might be able to do this. Macropi committed as well, along with the tag team. They are making quick work of Roshan, but okay, Sweden Strong arrives. Munkushi is here as well with the Eclipse. Kasane buys back and TP's back in, but there's a snowball from Daze keeping them alive, although the Solar Guardian coming through along with the Spirit Vessel going to keep the Death Prophet in check. OG, they've lost to it. Shad tried to join the party, but he's going to be joining his friends in the cemetery as he gets put 6 feet under by the members of 1 Mil. Not only will they get the Aegis, but OG are smoked up themselves here. They could end up running into SquadX, who's on the high ground. There's a Dream Coil catching out the two, buying them some time. Kasane thinking about TPing in. And, okay, he is going to come in. They're going to instantly commit the Ice Path along with the Macropie. Day's able to get the Blink out. He's going to be fine, but I see a Solar Guardian coming out. It's actually on top of the Death Prophet, and they will have Mixer. OG, once again, try to get aggressive and just pay the price, because 1 Min are ready for them every single time. Stormstormer, unable to get the connection. Looking for the Aghanim shot next.
Dyer's top tower is really taking a beating.
Really needs that to come online as, oh my goodness, they found Shad somehow again. What on earth is going on?
Radiant's middle tower is hanging on by a thread.
Eclipse was actually committed, I believe, on the Nature's Prophet, so he just TP'd in and only had a bunch of damage to work with. There's a Solar Guardian keeping Kasane alive, but Sweden Strong will lose his life, although OG arguably gonna be losing a lot more now that SquadX is in here with the double damage. White Spirit coiled up, trying to disengage. Astral Step, TP out. Do they have the damage? No, they do not. The White Spirit does get away, but what about the Tusk? Daze is dropping low. Blink away. Sprout off the mark. Daze, can he survive this? Putting the salve back in his inventory. Remaining for his TP, though. 1 Win. They were hoping that maybe they're going to get aggressive in the meantime down bottom. Daze is going to come in here with the Walrus Punch, but he's sitting super low. Be getting popped by Shad, but the physical damage coming off from Luna was a bit too much, and now Kasane also going in as OG. They try and bring down the Luna, who they thought was out of position, but she actually had backup, so Unkushi is going to be fine, and now 1 Win. Probably going to get the tier 2 as a result of OG's actions. And well, Kasane is going to TP in once again. He's going to spot out Shad. This time around, they should be able to find the Nature's Prophet, but he's actually returning a fair bit of damage there with the help of the Blade Mail. There's a Solar Guardian coming through Snowball, keeping them alive. But the stun is perfectly timed from Triple S, and they get the Doom! How on earth is this working out for the side of 1 Win? OG? No way! No way they let 1 Win get away with this, but they do! Murder in the thick of night, and OG have nothing to show for it. In fact, they're probably going to lose an arm and a leg here now that the smoke's out. SquadX has the Dream Coil at the ready. Kasane is going to go back in, and now Mixer is going to be in some trouble. As they get the Tusk, they get the Death Prophet. OG in such a rough spot. I hear a Dream Coil being committed. It's on to Lelis on the Jakiro. And SquadX going in once again. He is just going to take him down. And man, this game, so rough here for the side of OG. Every single ult. And well, he's going to make his move down bottom, and they also were able to find Stormstormer yet again. Kasane TP'd in with the Eclipse on him, and Kasane's head, and yeah, Mankushi is probably going to be running down the mid lane, taking the first set of frags for the side of 1 Win, although OG, well, they're going to try and get something done here, but back to CCT Dota 2 Season 2 Series 2 Grand Finals. In the meantime, up top, Triple S gonna try and sneak away a bounty route, see if he can set up for the triple bounties, and I think they just might. Okay, well, never mind. They do get bounty rune down bottom, but it is gonna cost OG the life of Mixer on the Death Prophet, who's gonna drop very low. Kasane is the one who gets first blood. He gets hit by a couple of Shadow Razors. SquadX brings up the Salvas down bottom. They somehow lost Mixer. Oh boy. That. Well, 1 Win. See what they can get done here. Top lane, no tail. Actually makes a move for Sweden Strong, who's dropping very low on the Ember. They will get him, but Shad's probably going to lose his life for this as SquadX TP's in. There's going to be a kill going the way of 1 Win. Even no tail can't help with that situation. The rebound was already committed, but SquadX wants more here. Wants to try and get the Marcy. The Marcy probably dead here, and Triple S secures the kill with the Timber Chain. Get found, so Mr. Golden XP going the way of 1 Win. And well, there's the initiation coming in from the Monkey King, looking to get those Jingu stacks up. Level 3 on the Jingu Mastery, so it gives him quite a bit of HP, and SquadX just lost the Death Prophet to death. And well, there's the Golem coming through along with the Wukong's command. Stormstormer came in trying to help, but now he has to run. Shad also on the retreat as No-Tail tries going back in, hoping to salvage the situation, but there's nothing to be salvaged here. Only corpses for the Undertaker. More added to the pile by Munkushi. And that's 3 dead for the side of OG. While the rest of One Win gathered up around the mid lane. Sweden Strong in some trouble. Actually, no, not Sweden Strong, excuse me. Lelis was in some trouble. Sweden Strong found him on the Ember, rather. And takes him down.
You can tell Dire's middle tower is in trouble from the way it's being destroyed as I speak.
As up top, Munkushi making another move, but a bit off the mark with the Primal Spring. Shad, though, will kill away the Jingu Mastery, and well, with that damage, Munkushi might actually be able to get the Nature's Prophet. Rebound a bit off the mark, though. They don't get the stun, but now Triple S is in some trouble. Sweden Strong comes in on the Ember. Chakram being dropped. Can they actually get Shadow? He's dropping so low, but Munkushi goes in and gets the cleanup. Battle Hunger still slowing down Triple S. Blood Grenade as well from Lelis. He's really desperate to secure this. Will finally have the kill, but it costs him the life of his offlaner and his safe laner, and now possibly also his position 5 as Stormstormer comes in on the SF. Munkushi turns into one of his own monkeys. Sweden Strong surviving with the help of the Sleight of Fist, and Chains dropping very, very low, but managing to run away. Munkushi, what's he doing? Is he just dead? Yeah, he is. Shad's gonna TP and get the kill with the Sprout. Okay, well, OG gets something in turn, but yet finally completes it, but how much can that even do at this point? Well, up top, Shad, another Golem was committed for him, and they end up getting the kill. Kasane is able to secure it on the Warlock, and with that, the tier 1 tower on top should be history. Kasane ends up falling up top to Stormstormer, as No-Tail again gonna be in some trouble. The Ember catches out the Marcy. Sister Shroud, it's good, but it's not enough to keep you alive, not against the wrath of the Keeper of the Light. Getting very, very involved and Mjolnir, and while he is doing that, it's going to be a bit delayed than usual. Down bottom, they're also going to get Lelis on the axe, as Sweden Strong's the one who finds the kill. From the Shadow Fiend, he doesn't really have a ton of mobility. Squad X looking to close in the gap. Stormstormer going to commit the ultimate. Solar Bind, not really found, but the chains hold him in place, and well, Triple S slices down the Shadow Fiend. It's actually still looking for the level 6 on the Marcy. And mid lane, Lelis in so much trouble on the axe. Once again, going to be clipped in by the Illuminate. Shad tried to join in, but now he's going to get slowed down by the Solar Bind. And now with Munkushi coming in, oh, okay. The rebound actually keeps Shad alive for a little while longer, but Shad will probably fall. The Jingo Mastery damage a bit too much coming in from the Monkey King, but they're finally getting the return kills, OG. Mixer gets himself a double, and now One Win have to run. Can they find the Warlock? Yes, they can. Okay, Mixer gets himself a triple kill, putting that Atos to work. 3 kills like the Marcy, the SF, the Nature's Prophet. And well, speaking of, Lelis in some trouble. It's going to be Squad X who picks up the kill and the Keeper of the Light. Sweden Strong's going to TP down bottom. They see Stormstormer underneath the Observer Ward. Munkushi going to lay down the Wukong's command, jumps in, and there's the inhibit from the Diffusal as they lose Kasane up top, but they find a far more valuable kill than Stormstormer. Well, Kasane, excuse me, he died in the mid lane, not on the top lane, but nonetheless, has to be a bit careful on the Timbersaw. Is fairly tanky, so not that easy to kill, but they can probably commit the exorcism and find him if need be, but it doesn't look like they're going to be needing it. Able to get the kill without it. Lelis actually gets the dunk. Just doesn't seem like OG were able to prioritize him enough. Munkushi, Boundless Strike committed as the SF gets rebounded back by No-Tail. The Ember in some trouble though, and he will fall. Stormstorm's Yashakai comes out in the nick of time, so he gets some. And the Solar Bind is also just a very hard spell to deal with if you're Mixer. He actually really needs some type of dispel in this game. He drops the Atos on top of Triple S, but Triple S has got the damage. Death Prophet, now a universal hero, falls rather quickly. Once again, it's the Timbersaw making the difference. OG, they are having a good Timbersaw game as, oh, okay, well, they get something. They get the Monkey King. Stormstorm was able to get that with the help of the Requiem. And back in the mid lane, Lelis drops the call, but he's going to be falling. Squad X finds the kill with the help of the Illuminate. Like I was saying, the Solar Bind is, again, a very annoying spell to deal with. Its Death Prophet just lures you to a crawl. And he's probably going to have to buy the Yule Scepter if he wants to try and survive that on the Death Prophet. get the Tormentor.
Radiant's middle tower
And with that Aghanim Scepter, life's gonna get very hard, but have to hold on to that thought, because down bottom, the SF looking like he's in some trouble. The Golem's gonna be committed. They're gonna find the SF. Yule Scepter was committed by someone to dispel the reactive armor, but it only resulted in the Shadow Fiend dying. And now Mixa, slowed down by the Solar Bind. No-Tail tries to throw his body, tries to save his ally, but does not succeed. They will collect No-Tail as well as Mixa on top. And OG, again, just in so much trouble. Shad. And up top, Lelis. Oh, he's in so much trouble here. Timbersaw gonna find him, gets the kill. Lelis bites the dust. OG just getting completely run over. Mixus can TP in up top though. And SSS does not have the Aghanim Scepter, but while this was happening, No-Tail was found elsewhere on the map. SSS makes Mixa reconsider his aggression as that whirling death comes out, and he is just dead. Shad might have actually gotten his Death Prophet killed with the number of trees he surrounded her with. And just running around making things happen. Kane being balanced on a knife's edge as well. There's the blink coming in from Lelis along with the Requiem from Stormstormer. They will finally put Squadix 6 feet under, but again, that's going to be the Requiem down for the count. It's going to be back up in another 40 seconds. Stormstormer going to be able to get the tier 1, but TP comes in from Sweden Strong, chains up the Shadow Fiend. The Yule Scepter's out as well. There's the blink coming in from Lelis, but now SS has arrived on the Timbersaw. Stormstormer in a lot of trouble. No-Tail keeping him alive, and No-Tail will just give up his life to save Stormstormer, but Stormstormer's blink is cancelled courtesy of that Fatal Bonds. Will finally get it off and try and TP out. Okay, reactive ammo barrier popped, and No-Tail, clipped by the Will-O-Wisp, unable to get the rebound off, gets cleaned up. Was actually holding on to it, thinking that maybe he could bait them in a little bit further, but Squadix just catches them off guard. Remnanting forward, who's he actually looking for? There's a dire Observer scouting out Sweden Strong's rotation, but Munkushi is able to come in on the Monkey King, and that should be the death of the Death Prophet. Yule Scepter only delaying the inevitable. The 5 monkeys in the middle beat her to a pulp. And well, the rest of OG also going to be in some trouble. Golem committed by Kasane. Buybacks out from Mixa. They want to try and fight this on the side of OG. Shad is TP'd on the Nature's Prophet as Kasane gets sprouted up, but can they actually take him down? Well, oh my god, Triple S with the damage out onto No-Tail, making him reconsider his life choices. See, that buyback doesn't do anything for the side of OG. Hell, they might even find Stormstormer, but Stormstormer's got the BKB, so he's at least able to get out back to its safety. But Lelis was taken down by Squadix with the Illuminate, so again, 1 minute just coming out on top. It's all coming up 1 min. SF trying to split push, trying to keep the side of 1 min occupied, but he might pay for it with his life here. BKB is at the ready, but he doesn't have a TP out. He pops it prematurely, but look at Sweden Strong actually going in, looking to cancel that blink. Oh, the Will-O-Wisp, it does not tag him. Blink's gonna be back up in a bit again, but the Radiant Observer scouts him out. Squadix is actually gonna push him back with the help of the Blinding Light, and Stormstormer is toast. Burnt toast, specifically. A minute still remaining on the Ace, and if 1 min can find a set of frags before this, then that could be huge. Will-O-Wisp played down for good measure as well. The range racks will fall. The melee racks soon to be next. Smoke comes out from 1 min, and well, OG, they're gonna get started on the Ember. Sweden Strong being dragged back into the tier 4. Silence is out onto him, but oh my god, SSS with the burst damage! Obliterates 3 heroes. As 1 min find 2 off of the back of that cute little play. Stormstormer, okay, you're gonna get the Ember, but your axe is done for. To single-handedly commit for people and try and take them down. There's No-Tail in some trouble. The bash comes through and he is dead. Munkushi bump faking the Wukong's command in the meantime. Shad is done with the Eye of Skadi, so you've got healing reduction at the ready, but with the barriers coming in, Munkushi doesn't even need any of that healing. Well, Sweden Strong. 2-man chains out from him. In fact, they're going to follow it up with the Boundless Strike and the Wukong's command and the Will-O-Wisp. Lelis dropping very, very low. Can they get the Axios? They can. Mixa is also dead. 2 heroes without buyback is a cute little play from Sweden Strong. Sets up so much more. And he's right to be asking for high fives because that was a really good play. His teammates not really going to oblige him at the moment. Will-O-Wisp had to be committed as well, as they will find the Marcy. Shad still getting slowed down though, might be forced to pop the BKB, but he gets no chance, he's dead! 72 seconds without the buyback, and I think one win just might have done it. Rax is probably going to be falling here. As, oh my god, Sweden Strong with the Yule Scepter preemptively cast onto Lelis. Lelis is in so much trouble on the axe. Well, okay, they can get something done off of the back of that. That's a nice little play. Munkushi being hurtled towards the dire base, but that fear does not last nearly long enough. And now the Wukong's command committed along with the Solar Quest. The healing is back up, courtesy of the Jingu Mastery. And the SF was unable to get much done after that initial kill. Did he even kill anyone? No, he did not. That Requiem just looked cool. As Munkushi, ooh, with some all chat. Lele's gonna get caught as Munkushi asks for the tip. And No Tail obliges, but at this point the game's over. GG is gonna get dropped. And one win will have their revenge. OG, they knocked them out of the lower bracket. Or rather, knocked them down to the lower bracket, and one win. They're gonna take the game